Okay, cool. So, anyways, we're live. People are going to be trickling in, and we have Craig Hallums, is it? Hallums?
Yeah,
Hallums?
that's right. You nailed it first time, which is rare, to be honest.
Now, Craig, I think you're new to the group, yeah?
Yes, yeah. Haven't actually got any finished approved Star Wars cards that I've been able to show because both my sets are currently with Topps going through approval. So yeah, probably the baby group so far.
Okay. All right. Cool. Cool. Well, hey, that's we're glad to have you. I was gonna say
How did
maybe
you
we
find
said
us?
Um, the Topps artist group pointed me this way. Logan had made comments about the virtual Comic Con, which sounded interesting to me. Hadn't sort of heard of the group before, but I think it's probably the right place for me to be if I'm sort of pushing ahead with being a Star Wars artist. So
Yeah, definitely.
yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, we've got a lot of crazy fans here, so and we certainly appreciate the artwork. So that's a lot of the reason that this is going on. Um,
Mhm.
Now, sorry, I've got a lot of comments coming through. So, now you said that you're working on some sets right now. What was the first set that you worked on for Top Star Wars or any set, I guess?
The first sketch card set I worked on in general was Marvel Premiere for Upper Deck last year. Since then, I've worked on the Rise of Skywalker Series 2 and Chrome Perspectives, doing 30 cards on each. Yeah, it's a bit of a trial by fire. So, lots of droids, lots of aliens, that kind of thing.
Okay, cool. So the you just started with Rise of Skywalker Series 2, and you said no, I'm blanking on it. You just said it. Oh, the perspectives, as in the one that's coming up in like a month or two, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, those cards went back probably 2-3 weeks ago now. So it's a case of me waiting for Lucasfilm approvals and all that kind of thing. But I'm really excited about the work I've done for that set in particular because I kind of settled into my kind of groove with that one. All the likenesses felt like they were going the way I wanted them to. I didn't feel like I was kind of caught on the back foot by any of the cards. So yeah, I'm really hoping that one goes down well.
Yeah, absolutely. I know we've how many ping? I think you've kind of kept up on it. How many of the Chrome Perspectives case breaks have we filled up? Like 8 of them,
Oh,
10 of them, something like that?
I should know the answer. It's a really big number. The last time I checked, I will check that up. It's a pretty big number the last time I checked.
Yeah, so I know we're
That's
going to be
more of
ripping
a
through a ton of it.
Okay.
Wait,
I mean,
is that Yoda Pop?
Yeah, there's going to be a ton coming up. And I know that you said you'd only did 30 cards for it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
30,
so
30 for
20,
each of the
25 are pack inserts, or 27 of them are?
No, it was 30 pack inserts and 3
Three.
artist returns.
Okay.
So
All right. So not very many. So
no,
it's going to be hard to get.
I have a really bad habit of getting way too into each bit of work, and I should probably schedule my time better so that I get the amount of cards done efficiently and appropriately. But I end up doing way too much mark making, and I've got a work in progress or personal sketch card. I don't know how well you guys are going to be able to see
Here,
it.
let me hold on. Let me flip you to the main camera. There you are.
Whilst you're
All right,
doing that,
cool.
we have 6 cases filled up.
Nice. Yeah, so with my sketch cards, most of them tend to be kind of pen and ink illustration. And I go probably to an insane degree with tiny little marks, which are terrible for my eyesight. And I find if I was to do any more than 30 for a set, I don't think I'd be able to hit the sort of standard that I want to at the moment. At the moment, it's still a learning curve, kind of getting quicker and that sort of thing. So I'm going to get a few sets under my belt, and then maybe I'll see about dipping my toes into larger numbers and all of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, hey, I mean, I think it's kind of cool that you're only doing a small number. It's going to be harder to get one of your cards, and from what I saw, from what you sent me, I'm excited to show some of that off, and hopefully we pull one in the group. Hopefully it finds its way to me. We'll we'll have to see. So let me see if I can pull some of this stuff up.
Sure.
And I'm still kind of like getting used to flipping this around. Okay.
You're doing a job than I would be.
Can you guys see that? Can someone comment for me? I'm waiting for it to pull up on Facebook to see if it pulled up correctly and put me on the top. Yep. Okay, cool. We're good. So, this is, if you've got Facebook pulled up, Craig, you'll be able to see what I'm pulling up, or you might just remember it. But it's not going to show you through Skype. We've got it looks like your Kylo card that you
Yes.
sent me.
Yeah.
So what is that? Just like a personal sketch card, or?
Yeah, personal sketch card. That was one of the samples that I sent to Tops when I first applied to get on their books as a sketch card artist. So yeah, it was just sort of seeing how far I could kind of push the detail with fine liners and go really minimalistic with colour. I tend to work best in black and white anyway. That's sort of how I prefer to work. So yeah, I've always thought that design is really striking, and the visual from The Last Jedi of him in front of the kind of all red throne room really grabbed me. So that's something I kind of wanted to recreate there using just that one spot color.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. Let me scroll on to the next one. We've got Hellblazer, is it? That's what it says down
John
at the bottom.
Yeah, that one was purely for me. I'm a massive fan of that comic book and that character, and I love the job that Matt Ryan did playing the role in his short-lived TV show. And met him at Wales Comic Con and got that signed. So that was really cool. He really appreciated the artwork, and it's nice to have a rare bit of work that's just done for me. I'm really busy a lot of the time with commission work or sets and project work and that kind of thing. So just taking that little bit of time to do a piece of work of a character I love was a lot of fun. And that one especially sort of followed. I quite like the Penny Dreadfuls style of illustration, sort of like Victorian kind of Penny Dreadful books, like the really kind of scratchy, cross-hatched illustration. So that was the first one where I started to kind of push in that direction heavily with a lot of kind of just straight, hard kind of hatching lines on it and build those up to get the texture and form. So I think it went well, and I've done a few bits since then that kind of are starting to be a bit more refined on that technique.
Yeah, so it looks like I'm not quite sure who this is. He's holding like a hammer. I'm moving on to. It looks like you got a Spider-Man for Upper Deck.
Yep. Yeah, that was the first card that I'd used pro markers on. So it was, to put it delicately, nervous. And I was really happy with how it turned out and the kind of nice, like, clean tones of it. Kind of vibrancy of that medium is something that I really want to sort of try and use a bit more often, especially that was what led on to the Kylo Ren with the flat spot color. I love the way those pro markers blend, but you can get such great solid kind of even tones with them that I think I'd like to do more kind of spot coloring work with them, sort of similar to the red of the Spider-Man, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, the Spider-Man looks great. Next up, I want to. Oh, that's because that was just sent in batch before. Let me scroll down and grab these other ones. Looks like Venom or something.
Yep.
Am I saying that? Yeah. Okay, we got that. So you've been doing some sketch cards. You're just new to the Star Wars scene.
Yeah.
We're just kind of scrolling through it. I'm showing it off to everybody. looks like a Joker, Kingpin, and some animals.
Yeah, I love pop culture. Couldn't be without comic books and Star Wars and sci-fi and all the stuff that we love. But sometimes I just need to sort of flex the artistic muscles in different directions. And I was commissioned a couple of years back to do a run of animal portraits, and I just found myself really getting into it, not having to stress myself out over whether this eye is quite the right shape or the mouth has got the right kind of like angle for the smile and all that sort of stuff, and just worrying about shape and texture and shadow and light and that kind of thing. So yeah, no, my time sort of split probably 70-30 between pop culture and sketch cards and then wildlife. So more than open to commission work of all the stuff that we're all into. But if people like a picture of their dog, then I'm just as keen on working on that type of stuff.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I think that's neat. That you can do anything, which I like. I have zero artistic talent. Like my stick figures are worse than a first grader's, but I think that's really cool that you're able to just, I mean, anything you can think of, you can do. I pulled Kylo back up just because it's Star Wars related. I'm going to kind of leave that on the screen for people to be able to see. But can you tell us a little bit more about your style? I know you mentioned some hatching. I know we've got Andrew Fry in the group who does some like cross hatching or something.
Yeah.
What are the kind of styles you like to use, and also the mediums you like to use?
Pretty much exclusively these days using Copic multi-liner pens. Use the 0.03, 0.05, 0.1, and then generally go up to a brush marker. I'll say 9 times out of 10, that's what I'm going to be using on my work. If I'm including colour, if I want solid kind of bold by comic book style colour, then it'll be pro markers. For anything else, like I think I may have sent you the animals kind of surrounded by the leaf wreath thing. That was watercolor. I just like the sort of looseness that you can get with watercolor and how you don't have to be too precise. And it's more about kind of just building color and shape out of it rather than kind of getting a specific kind of likeness right or mark right or anything like that. But I'd say most of the time my work's black and white, kind of heavily graphic kind of illustration style work.
Okay. Sorry, I had to unmute myself. No, that's cool. I mean, this Kylo looks fantastic. The the thing that we're definitely going to have to do, I'm going to zoom in on this for the people who are watching at home. The thing we're going to have to do is we are definitely going to have to put your signature in our artist database. So Mike Halcombe, I think, is the one who came up with that, and Ping can attest to it, or maybe it was Ping's idea. I don't know.
That was Mike. Yeah, that was all Mike.
Yeah, so the artist sign in the back, and when we have an autograph, we know who it is because they put the name on there, they put the character on there. We know who that is. We don't always know who the artist is if we don't recognize the signature, and there's some very tough ones out there. Yours, you can see the C and the H.
Tough.
But yeah, that's kind of tough. So we're gonna have to make sure we get yours in the database. So when we finally find one of your cards, we know it's you.
Yeah, I've taken to using block capitals I put my signature on there and block capital my name as well, just to make sure it's completely clear. Because I've had work that I've done as commissions for people as presents before, signed it, not put my name in any kind of readable way. It's then gone on to the person that it was bought for as a present, and they would have had no idea who it was if the other person hadn't been able to point them in my direction. So I've prepared for that already.
Perfect. Well, Ping, do you have any questions for him? I know that you said you weren't as familiar with his work because you hadn't.
I'm not really familiar with you, Craig. But I'm happy that this event that we've made has encouraged you and many other artists to join our group. Yeah, we're really artist friendly here, so yeah, just welcome to the family, I guess. I hope you have a good time.
It's been really welcoming atmosphere so far, which is really cool to see, and like all the artists are supporting each other. And since I put my post up this morning, positive feedback and that kind of thing in messages, which is nice. It seems like a really sort of optimistic environment to be part of, which is good, because sometimes, as I'm sure you guys know, fan bases aren't always the healthiest places in the world. So
yeah, social media doesn't help with that at all.
No, definitely not. So this is probably the part where I say that I'm a massive fan of The Last Jedi and then run out of town being chased with pitchforks.
You do not have to do
that. Are you so? Speaking of The Last Jedi or Star Wars in general, do you have a favorite movie? Favorite character?
It's a cliche on the movie, but it's going to be Empire Strikes Back. It ticks every single box that series needs to tick. Real soft spot for Return of the Jedi. I think the character stuff between Vader and Luke is sort of hard to kind of match throughout the entire series. And I love Luke Skywalker. I grew up being that boy kind of staring off into the horizon, wishing for bigger things and that. So, and I'm probably going to turn into the same cantankerous old man that he did. So, I think Luke Skywalker.
Okay, cool. Now, do you have a particular like era or trilogy or movie that you like to draw from the most?
Original trilogy, I guess. They were before my time, but I grew up on those. Some of my earliest memories are sitting watching Yoda as a puppet smack the hell out of R2-D2 and being amazed seeing this little green raisin lifting the X-Wing out of the swamp. So probably that. But I've got a soft spot for all of them. I've had my issues with the prequels over the years, but then they gave McGregor, so they can't be too bad.
Right. So I'm actually pulling up your booth right now. I'm scrolling through your pictures. I'm showing them on screen at the moment. It looks like you do some cons. It looks like. So there's a picture of you in front of a booth.
Yeah, just the last 18 months or so started hitting the convention circuit, which I think was it was a real kind of like test of my confidence. It's the first time you sit behind that table, it's really hard not to have a flash of kind of imposter syndrome. But it went really well. Sales were good, and so it's always nice to make sales, right? But for me, going to those events, it's even nicer having people come up, kind of talk about my work, talk to me, get to know them. I think it's the social element that I really enjoy from them, which is exactly the reason I've wanted to do this now. So I'm as soon as we're all allowed out of our houses again, I've got every intention of hitting every convention I possibly can.
Yeah, absolutely. I know I've only gone to a couple, but I've certainly enjoyed doing the ones or going not as an artist, but attending them. I'm just kind of scrolling through your stuff. Looks like you've got some comic covers on here. I see some of the animal artwork, which is really, really cool. You've got a lot of this stuff framed, which looks amazing. There's a lot of pictures on here. I'm scrolling through it all. Some more animal artwork. But here we are back at the beginning on your artist spotlight. We've got the Instagram is White Tree Fine Art. I've got it here on screen as well. Facebook, White Tree Fine Art. Twitter, White Tree Arts. And you're available through private message and stuff as well, I'm guessing, on Facebook?
Yeah. However, anybody wants to contact me, as far as I'm concerned, whatever's convenient for the person that wants to get in touch. So, any of those are fine. I'm logged into them all constantly, so we're all good.
Awesome. You say commissions are open, yes?
Yes. Yeah. Working on a few to get completely caught up with my list. But I'm getting close enough to the end of that list now that I'm virtually probably a week or two away from being able to hit anything that comes in. So any new commissions that come in, I'm pretty much ready to go.
Awesome. Well, hey, we'll go ahead and wrap it up. Ping, did you have anything else you wanted to ask him or say to him?
No, I'm good, but thanks for joining us, man. It was great to get to know you just a little bit. Yeah.
Thanks for having me. Cheers, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thanks for joining the group, Craig. Thanks for joining the event. Again, for anybody watching now and watching later, you're gonna hear me say this all day long. Make sure to go check out the the actual virtual con event within our group page. That way, you can see all the artist booth. You'll see the pictures that I had just pulled up for Craig. Um, the that event is strictly devoted to the artist's booth or booths. That way you can scroll all the way from the top to the bottom, and that's all you're going to see. You're going to see all of their stuff. I encourage you to check out everybody. Go all the way down to the bottom. I think there's only maybe like 35, 40 artists or something like that. But, just take a scroll to the bottom just like you were, strolling an aisle at a con. Go check out Craig's stuff. And, we look forward to seeing your name pop up more as we finally get the Holocron and new Pro Perspective sets released to us one of these days.
Sounds good to me, yeah.
So, all right, cool. Well, hey, guys, we'll be back. Next up is going to be Jot as a collector. So we'll say goodbye to Craig and certainly go check out his booth.
Cheers, guys. Thank you very much.